Blessings Halftime TV. Welcome to another episode. And in this one, we're going to talk about Rasheen McDonald. Rasheen McDonald, yes, big boy, most of you know him as, and the magnificent performance that he put on in the 400 meters semi-final. Now, mind you, we haven't gotten to the finals as yet, and he may very well not put on as magnificent of a performance in the final, but I must say he's been coming from a long way, and he showed up. He gave us a big performance. He gave us a performance worthy of landing him on the podium. So I expect him to go ahead and to repeat something like this again when we get to the final of the 400 meters. In case you're just joining us, welcome to the show. Remember, smash the like button and subscribe to Halftime TV if you have not yet done so. But Rasheen McDonald, he participated this morning in the 400 meters semi-final for men. And before I even get to that, let's backtrack a little bit. So, Big Boy, as he's famously called, he competed at the Jamaican National Championship, and on approaching the finish line, he basically put his fingers to his mouth, slowed down, and ended up missing the required time to qualify for the World Championship. He would subsequently achieve that time a couple of weeks later. However, he had the Jamaican fans basically cussing him out, myself included. We just wanted him to get the business done first and then focus on the shenanigans afterwards. That was not to be. Afterwards, he did an interview, said he felt something, and that's why he slowed down or what have you. He said he was silencing his doubters. That's why he put his finger to his mouth. But in doing so, he missed the qualifying mark for the World Championship and had to work extra hard, some will say, in order to get that mark. Now, Big Boy is no stranger to the big stage. He's been here before. He's had the sort of career that's been blowing hot and cold over the last 7, 8 years or so. It's been constantly hot and cold. So some days hot, some days cold, some days hot, and that's been the usual for him. Now, him coming to this World Championship, I saw him in the first round. I was impressed. I expected him to do even better. Not the traditional technique that you're used to with most of the sprinters seem to be all over the place, but that's what we are used to. That's what we've seen over the years. That's what we've seen when he dipped below 44 seconds. So it's nothing new for us. It's nothing new for for the fans of track and field because he is a regular. Now, come this morning, he was competing in the 400 meters, and next to him, we had some quality athletes as well. And I'll go ahead and I'll share my screen now so you're able to see what I'm talking about. So these were the athletes lined up next to Big Boy this morning in the semi-final. And let me tell you this. If you were just calling it straight off the bat, I know a lot of folks would not have had him finishing second place, but we had Jareem Richards out of Trinidad and Tobago there as well. Jareem Richards has been good all season. We also had Charles Dobson, the British athlete. He too has been having a good season. And both of these individuals are names that folks mention before they mention Big Boy when they're talking about the 400 meters. So we had Charles Dobson, we had Lith Pillay out of South Africa, was also good this season. Ja'Cory Patterson out of the United States of America, one of the favorites in this one, and Jareem Richards was there. But Rasheen McDonald, Jamaica's very own Rasheen McDonald, he put on a brilliant performance. The first 150 meters, Rasheen McDonald basically imposed himself on this race, and the remaining 250 meters, he showed us what he had in the tank. He left it all out there. A stunning performance, powering through. And although it was only good enough for second, it felt like a win for most of us watching at home and for those in the stands as well, because they cheered him on. The Jamaican fans, they went in a frenzy seeing what Big Boy was doing on the track. So Busang Kebinat Shipi out of Botswana, he won it. And as for Botswana, they have three athletes in the final. Two of whom won their semifinals. So it's going to be interesting to see what the final has in store for us, because we know Rasheen McDonald has another big performance in there somewhere. This is his season's best, 44.04 seconds. The other two Jamaicans, they missed out, and they didn't really give us they didn't really compete, if we're to be frank. Bubba McPherson, after a um, stop start semi-final, they eventually got underway, and Bovle ended up finishing sixth place. The South African Zakiti Nene, he finished first. In the last semi-final of the day, Bayapo Endori finished first with the season's best of 44.21. The Americans Caleb McRae and Vernon Norwood finished fourth and fifth respectively, and Jamaica's Delano Kennedy missed out with a seventh place finish. Kirani James, we usually see him there, he will not be competing in the finals. So as a result, this is what it looks like. This is what the final looks like. These are the names. Jareem Richards squeezes in as one of the athletes with the fastest time outside of the top two. But Rasheen McDonald, with a brilliant 44.04, delivers. He delivers a big performance, and regardless of what the results in the final is, what the results are in the final, Rasheen McDonald would have given us something to talk about, as he oftentimes does, as he oftentimes does. Not always for the right reasons, but he always gives us something to talk about. And I think on the day, he was one of the standout Jamaican athletes. I know it's not a final, but he definitely was one of the standout Jamaican athletes. And the the enigmatic Big Boy delivers once more. He's very unpredictable. You don't know what you're getting on the day. You don't know which Big Boy will show up, as was the case at the National Stadium a few weeks ago, when he slowed down, and, like folks saying, a lapse in concentration, a rash moment for Big Boy. But we're used to those. We're used to the rash moments from him. And of late, I think he's been a little bit more chill. He's been taking it a little bit more in his strides. And I logged on to his live a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about the World Championship and getting there. And he said, quite frankly, he's taking it a day at a time. He's taking everything in stride. So we hope when he gets to the final, he delivers an even bigger performance than the one that we saw in the semi-final. But congratulations to Rasheen McDonald on making it to the 400-meter final. And I'm going to turn it over to you, the Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, now to hear what your thoughts are. What are your reactions to the brilliant performance from Rasheen Big Boy McDonald in the semi-final? He is the only Jamaican who will be represented in the final of the 400 meters for men. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on it. Let's hear it in the comment section. And remember, he delivered a personal best. Not a personal best. He delivered a season's best in getting that done. So Big Boy doing what he usually does. And that is delivering a big performance. So hopefully in the finals, he'll dip below 44 seconds. Hopefully that will be enough to get him on the podium, because I think he deserves it. But again, you don't always get what you deserve. Anyway, leave it over to you, the Halftime TV subscribers. Let's keep the conversation going in the comment section. What are your reactions to Rasheen McDonald's massive performance in the 400 meters semi-final? He secures a place in the finals, and we will be speaking a bit more about that in the comment section. Let's keep the conversation going. Talk soon.